Katrina.
I'm Christina, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks. And we spiffed up our set a little bit. Duck down, I want them to see.
Okay. Look at our whole set. Look at everything. The comic books behind us, the plushies over here, some more memorabilia, and posters.
Yeah. Okay, so...
That was so strange.
Yeah, I wanted them to see it.
She's very proud of it.
Yeah, that's my pillow. Anyway, we saw Smallville Abandoned.
Yes.
And I think it was an overall good episode.
I was just glad. I should say I was worried. I was so worried that they were going to do Granny Goodness wrong. I was like, please don't tell me that Granny Goodness is just some weird kryptonite freak again episode. Well, not kryptonite freak, but just some what they did to Mixoplex, like some small character, some one story episode. And I was like, please don't tell me they did it. And then at the end, they show that she's really with Darkseid and stuff. I was like, okay, that's better.
I mean, it definitely was a different interpretation, but I guess it was okay for Smallville. It was better than I expected them to. The big thing in this episode was Tess being a Luthor. Which everyone, we were talking a couple weeks ago, the Tess is something, everyone was like, Luthor, and so, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, makes so much sense. Blonde moment. Yeah.
Well, but she had the whole kind of crush vibe on Lex kind of thing, so everyone was like, oh, that's kind of epic, ew! Yeah, but, they could have always brought back that Lex kid that was in that one episode, who's Stefan now in Vampire Diaries, so I can understand that there's some conflict right there, but I just don't like loose ends.
She really doesn't. She read her novels. But anyways.
But let's talk about the whole Clois thing, because this is causing a big stir. All the shippers are like, yes! And a lot of guys are like, this is a chick show now. So
I didn't feel a Clois thing in this episode. Not really. It was mostly about the parents and everything. I didn't really feel like a huge Clois thing in this episode.
Yeah, I think it's just the idea of it all. Cause really they only...
I mean, I did go, when, he put out the ring, but it's just something...
Really, they had 3 moments together.
I didn't even count them.
There was at the beginning, there was at the fortress, and there was... the end at that.
Really, there was so much in this episode. I really don't think that was that big of a deal. And kudos to Smallville for being able to handle all that stuff without being stupid or cheesy and everything thrown in there. Together.
Well, I gotta say this though. I was waiting for some kind of explanation with jor-el because I'm Supergirl. I just thought that was so weird.
Explanation? For
him to just cut off Clark like that. So this episode, Lois is going to mend them back together, and she took it upon herself to find the key that I don't remember Kara giving back to Clark. But maybe it happened. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, she found a map, which I wouldn't have maps to my secret hideout, just lying about. Maybe that's why Lex Luthor always found it in the films. But she went there, had a conversation with jor-el, and then that glowy weird thingy started hovering up. I kept hearing people say, Lois is gonna get her mind wipe, and it's gonna be like start over from the beginning basically.
No, that'd
and I'm
be
like,
stupid if they did that.
Yeah, I was really hoping that they wouldn't. And then when she started floating, I'm like, no!
I didn't think that.
But anyway, it just was weird. And then Clark came, and then that random video popped up. Maybe the jor-el computer was like, well, let me show him this thing at this moment. I get that, but I just don't feel like I have the explanation as to why jor-el was such a douche.
Well, it's a computer. He doesn't have feelings.
Oh, well, he certainly is angry a lot.
I don't know. Maybe he was recording it and he got bit by a bug.
Oh, whatever. Okay, I'm glad that Clark feels closure. I kind of don't have it.
I was just thinking, wow, I wonder what Clark's granddad looked like, because both of his parents are blonde. That's what I was thinking.
I wonder what the Kryptonian milkman looked like. That's the question.
But another thing, it was very cool to see Terry Hatcher on the show.
Yeah.
Which we had said
well, apparently when the writers had a meeting about it and they said who should play her mom, they were all like, So I heard it was a very emotional scene.
But still, it's good to say something should happen and then it happens. It's good.
So I thought,
and if you notice, she actually had this like the lowest haircut she had on Lois and Clark too.
Okay.
She did.
Yeah, I thought that was a good job on that part. I think it's important for everyone to remember the theme of this season. It's kind of overcoming kind of the darkness and stuff, so you can step out into the light, and that's Clark's theme. I've heard some people say this was more about Clark. Well, Clark has kind of been mopey, and so it's sometimes even in the books he kind of needs other people to pick him back up. So it's not just Clark who needs to overcome this darkness and step out to the light. Everybody's going through transition, and this episode was about facing your past so you can move on. Yeah. So that's what Lois did, and Tess did in some way by finding out the truth about her past. Granny Goodness did have her bit with Clark, and she tried to tempt him a bit. Yeah. So and then Clark had that resolution with Jor-el, so it really was an episode where they can move forward. Yeah. So,
which as a viewer, you should be happy that they are moving forward with everything. I don't want to see anything repeat. Again and again and again. And
oh my gosh! But as soon as he stepped in that orphanage and he heard the little girl help, and he went in the back, and I'm like, "Where's the kryptonite? Cue the kryptonite."
Right. I love how he was like, "It's okay, I'll get you someplace safe," and he puts her in a creepy room.
Yeah, he didn't get her out. Oh my gosh!
He was like, "It's okay, just go into this creepy space. I'll lock the door behind you in this creepy room." And you'll be safe.
Do they solve that problem, or did they just escape?
I would assume that hopefully they would have.
Oh!
Or they could have escaped with all those little girls. I'm not entirely sure on that one.
I guess only fan fiction will tell.
So what did you think of Mrs. Hartley playing the main Fury? Justin Hartley's wife.
Well, Matt Harriet was never the main Fury in my eye. I don't know. No, I guess the guys are probably like, yeah, she's freaking hot or something. I mean, she didn't really look a lot like her. But I guess for a Smallville interpretation, it was okay.
But I had her play that Fury, though.
Maybe they thought it was cool with the claws, but I don't know how I like the Fury part, because, it kind of ended kind of quick. The Furies are really tough chicks.
They're very hard to take down.
It kind of ended kind of quick. I thought it was funny how, Clark just kind of zipped and, it was over like that, because, he's Superman, but, I wish they were more formidable. I kind of wish there was more to their story than just,
because usually it takes Wonder Woman a while to take them
kryptonite forged weapons, I wish there was a little bit more to it than that, but I guess it was decent.
I actually wanted to see them kill someone. I don't know. Maybe that's just the gore coming out, but
well, just a little something a little more ruthless. Because Granny is ruthless. I thought
she's terrible.
I thought the actress who played her was creepy though.
Very creepy.
I thought there was a whole creepy vibe with the orphanage and
creepy.
Everything.
Actually, I was thinking about The Orphan while watching. Well, but anyways, it was very creepy. The beginning scene was shot very good when Tess is a little girl. I had a little hair stick up in the back of my neck while I was watching that. Seen a lot of scary movies like that, actually, and so I thought that was shot very well. Kudos to the director. It was interesting. I'm curious to see if Tess is going. How long is it going to take for Clark and them to find out about Tess? That's my next question, because that's not something she's just going to blab to them.
Yeah,
it's going to be a while before they figure that one out. Probably they won't find out till near the end. And Clark is like, "Why didn't you tell me you were a Luthor?" And Lutessa, by the way, that is an ugly name. That is terrible. That is I would have been happy to get my memories wiped with that. Lutessa? Ugh.
It's not as bad as some of these celebrity names they're coming up with.
Apple?
Apple's not as bad as some of the things I was thinking. I can't. Anyway, never mind. Yeah. It was a good episode. It wasn't super fantastic for me or anything like that. But I did the part with Jor-el and Laura. I thought that looked so pretty with the light behind him and everything.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was great. I thought it was something that needed to be shown, and Even, you know, in the Superman movie, you know, and then also there's parts in the comic books where they do show that scene of the parents giving the recording and saying things and stuff. So it was nice to actually see that on Smallville. So that was really, I thought it was touching. I cried twice watching the episode. I cried when Terry Hatcher was saying her goodbye to Lois, and then I cried at that scene too. It's very touching.
But I'm glad that Clark and Lois are, you know, kind of tying up the relationship, gonna tie the knot and so on, because yeah, it does kind of mess up the mythology, because, you know, he was always Superman first, but she always did marry Clark, because well, it's a long story if I go through the Golden Age, but Silver Age, she befriended Clark, and Clark proposed to her, and she didn't even know he was Superman, so, and he told her, like, a few weeks later. So, I mean, it was always that person, even though she was infatuated with Superman, she was always in love and married Clark, so.
Which there was always a chemistry between those two since she got on the show. Which
yeah,
there should have been.
And they've had a friendship since, you know, season 4.
I know some people are like, oh, there's too much Lois and Clark, but you have to realize Lois is a part of Superman.
Yeah,
she's just there.
As long as it's not sapping up the entire episode, because I was kind of thinking that maybe Lois would kind of step her boundaries with as far as this episode going to fortunes and all that stuff. But it didn't take as long as I thought it would, and the story was mostly about the orphanage and Granny Goodness and all that stuff. So
yeah, and that's I don't think that's anything that would deter even from the comic books, because I remember a specific time where Lois actually teamed up with Batman for a quick time just to try and help Clark out. I think that was part of the time when Lex was running for president or whatever. You know, so she will go out her way to, you know, help Clark, and this isn't something out of character for her.
Oh, I gotta say this. When they got to the orphanage and Clark is like, I left my notepad.
That was so, I know he went to go save a girl, but, you know, I'd been like, why did he just walk away and we started singing?
No, I remember Batman Superman annual #1, and he was on a boat with Bruce, and there was a situation going down, and Bruce wanted to go so he could be Batman. They got stuck in the same room. It's very hilarious. And Clark wanted to be Superman and stuff, so they're just looking at each other, and Bruce is like, you're a reporter, shouldn't you be reporting? He's like, Lois has all my pencils.
Just the dumbest excuses.
So he's like, I left my notepad in the car.
I like, when you report right then and there. Like, kids sing Amazing Grace. That one's pitchy. You know.
There's nothing to report there, so.
I still can't get over that he left that little girl alone in that room.
I know!
That little girl be screaming like, no! Don't leave me in here!
This is the room where they torture me in!
Get me out! Sound like Boma. Oh. Yeah, so it was real funny though, but
well, that wasn't funny.
Oh, it was good to see him use his ice breath.
Yeah,
he never uses
he froze that. I'm like, nice thinking there, Clark.
He never does it. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe he was just looking at it like, oh, I'm about to lose everything.
Oh, I do have to say, when Tess had that music box and Clark came and peeled off that thing and just scanned and whatever, I'm like, seriously? What did they hire her for? I'm like, wasn't she smarter than this 2 episodes ago?
Maybe she was just traumatized and she didn't want to touch it or do anything with it at all.
Oh my gosh.
That was kind of...
I don't like little ploys to prove that someone is smart by doing something really stupid.
Yeah, that was kind of funny because the sticker was kind of already kind of peeled.
Like, I think I found something. I didn't even need my X-ray vision for this.
Well, at least he didn't say Chloe would have figured this out. That would have been
yeah.
Like, yeah, so...
Oh, Green Arrow, Justin Hartley didn't even get to share any scenes with his wife. Or be in the same episode.
I'm pretty sure he was there. And if he wasn't, he was there in spirit. Somebody had to watch the baby! Somebody had to watch the baby.
Yeah. Justice.
Yeah, their daughter's named Justice.
Is that her middle name or her first name?
It's her first name.
Oh. Justice.
Well, anyways, tell us what you think. We want to say more. We only have 15 minutes to say it in. But comment, please. I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina. And we're the Gorgeous Geeks.